Do I have your attention? 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 Do I have your attention?
Is you taking notes?
Hey you guys, so we're going to start working on our filling. So what we have here is 8 ounces of cream cheese. We're going to use a half a cup of garlic and herb spreadable cheese. Typically, you're going to find this around the more imported cheeses, probably close to around your deli area. That's where you'll find flavored type cheeses. And that's a spread soft cheese. We're also going to be adding in a half a tablespoon of ponzu. We're going to be adding in a half a tablespoon of kosher salt. We're going to be adding 1/4 of a teaspoon of black pepper and 3 teaspoons of sugar. So beyond the crab meat, that is everything that we're going to be adding in on the inside here. It's really, really simplistic, and it's actually very delicious. Now, I will say now, just to give you a heads up, this is not going to taste like your typical crab rangoon that you would get from a Chinese restaurant, because the garlic and herb is really pungent and it really comes through, which is what I like. You're still going to get, that crab rangoon taste, but that garlic and herb is really gonna come through, and I absolutely love it. So once you get that completely mixed in together, then we're gonna go on ahead and work on the crab meat. Now, I'm gonna be using 8 ounces of imitation crab meat. Now, if you want to be unnecessarily fancy and use, lump crab meat or real crab meat, you absolutely can, but I really don't think it's necessary. This is not meant to be a fancy, expensive thing. That's the reason why people love crab rangoon so much, because it's something that's inexpensive but still delicious. And it's rare that you'll hear me saying use imitation, but for this, it works perfectly. So we're only going to be adding in about 1 cup of it. Now, you guys might think that this is not a lot of filling, but it's actually a lot. If you think about it, we're making crab rangoon here, or some people like to call them wontons. I call them crab rangoon. But you're only going to be putting in maybe a teaspoon worth. You know what I mean? So that's actually quite a lot of filling that you have that you're working with here. Now, what I would suggest you do so that the flavors can really mend together is once you get this all nicely mixed, I would wrap it with cling wrap. And then what I did is I let it sit in the fridge for 2 hours. That way, all of the seasonings and the ponzu and the salt and sugar can really all permeate through that cream cheese. And then that garlic and herb flavor can really come to life. So about 2 hours and you're good to go. What I have here is 2 eggs, so I can use my egg wash, and I'm going to be using wonton wraps. Now, you don't have to use vegan ones. Honestly, I never do, but for some strange reason, that was the only kind that they had, so that's what I'm using today. But you honestly can't taste the difference, so it really doesn't make a big difference. So you want to make sure that you're covering. What I realized is that you want to make sure you're covering the entire wonton. Now, typically, I would only do the edges, but because of the way I'm going to be folding these up, it just works best if I just cover the entire thing. Now, you don't want it to be soaking wet, so definitely be mindful of how much you're putting. And like I said, for the filling, it's really important that you're not overfilling these, you guys. You only want about maybe a teaspoon worth. So you're going to peel up 2 corners and pinch that together. Now, you don't have to worry about pinching the top together too tight just yet, because you're going to peel up one on the left side, and then you're going to do the same thing on the right side, and then that's how you're going to get that traditional, wonton shape. Now, once you start to flatten down these sides that you see me doing right now, once you get all of those sides done, then that's when you can pinch it at the top. Now, I would suggest, if I were you, to leave just a little bit of an air pocket up at the top, but if you're not used to making wontons, just make sure it's fully closed, because you don't want any of that cream cheese filling to leak out, and as it warms up, you guys, it's definitely going to spread. So I'm going to show you this one more time. So like I said, I'm using, these are wonton wraps. I wouldn't use egg roll wraps. That's way too big, and that's also not the right texture that you're looking for. But once again, like I said, you do not have to get vegan ones. Typically, the ones I've used in the past were not vegan, but I did not taste any difference, and the cooking actually turned out the exact same. So I was actually really pleased with that. So once again, you're going to pull up 2 corners here, You're going to do the same on the left side, and then you're going to do the same on the right side. As you notice, I haven't started to pinch anything too tight because you want to get it in the shape of the wonton first, hold it at the top, and then go ahead and make sure that those sides are really, really secure. Now, I will say the best thing about this is that these are going to look like they're going to dry. They're going to feel like they're drying out a bit when you go to put them in your air fryer, because it doesn't take long for these to dry out, which for me works perfectly because it helps really keep the shape the way you want them to be. Now, once you get them all done, what I would suggest you do so that you can get that beautiful brown color, if you're not going to be deep frying them, go on ahead and cover them with a little bit more egg wash. I'm going to be preparing mine in the air fryer. So what I did was I sprayed the inside down with some non-stick spray just to be on the safe side because you don't want these to stick. And I'm only going to do 6 because honestly, this is not something you want to make in bulk. They're only good when they are fresh. So definitely only make as many as you need. So I'm going to be cooking these, you guys, at 350 degrees and only for about 6 minutes in my air fryer, and they turned out amazingly. Now, like I said, you do not have to use an air fryer, of course. You can deep fry them, which is what I've always done. But I figured, hey, you know, why not? Let's try to see if this healthier option works. And they turned out just as fabulous. They're nice and crispy. They look absolutely beautiful. Your friends would love them. Look, if you are new to my channel, welcome to Simply Food by TY. I hope you guys have enjoyed what you've seen today. As you can see, this was such an easy video to make, recipe to make, and your friends will love it. To all of my returning subscribers, y'all babies know I love y'all so much. And as always, y'all stay cute and take care. Bye, guys.
Simply Food by TY.